Happy Monday.
I
I
might
hope
have to
everybody
just
had
go
a
old
good
school here. I
weekend.
don't even feel like fighting with it.
Mm. I don't blame you. Just go old school, girl. Just go old school. It's totally okay. I
So,
love it. I hope everybody
of
had a great
course, when I
weekend.
recorded my YouTube video the other day, I was creating a visual for the feeling of fear, and I tangled up my wire. Did I stop to untangle it? I was like, that's a later problem.
You know,
Here
right.
we
We'll worry
are
about
at
that later.
later. Oh.
Oh, I love it. I love that we are so real and raw on Monday mornings. I hope that that lets everybody like relax a little bit.
Okay.
Just be like, okay, so there
Relax.
we
What is
go.
that?
Yeah, well, it's Monday. That's what I was saying. I said I think you were plugging in. So what I was saying was I love that we show up so raw and real on Monday mornings, and I hope that it helps everybody kind of breathe a sigh of relief and go,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
right, and just kind of relax into the day
Show
a
up
little
as
bit.
you are.
That's right, because, life, and that's how it is. So that's just the way it is. Um, I don't even remember. It's been a while since I prepped for today's call. I don't remember what we're talking about.
Okay, I got you. So, actually,
Thank you.
bit of housekeeping before we go any further. I just want
Yes.
everybody to know that this is a rainbow
Oh,
because,
Theo or
yeah, Theo drew it.
oh, yeah,
As
Theo.
I
Yeah.
turned on the camera, I was like, "Oh, that doesn't look like a rainbow."
It's a rainbow, y'all.
It's
It's
a
a rainbow.
rainbow. It's a rainbow. If you
That's
look
right.
close enough, you see all seven colors, but only one of them in
Perfect.
an odd shape is coming up really on the screen.
That's
So,
okay. That is
today's
okay.
quote
Yeah.
comes to us from Jack Canfield, and he says, "Decide what you want, believe you can have it, believe you deserve it, and
Mm,
believe it's possible for you."
wow. Okay. That's a lot of believing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can believe that much. But before we get started, I've got your back on Jack Canfield because I was like, who is this guy? So he apparently is a globally known success strategist. He is a best-selling author of The Success Principles, which literally just went on my to-read list. And I'm going to feel really bad because I bet a bunch of you already know this. He's also the co-creator of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. His entire body
Oh.
of work, I know, right? So his entire body of work really revolves around mindset, intentionality, personal responsibility, and then vision and action. He's been all like about helping people turn their purpose into results, which really, when we think about it, perfectly aligns with what we're doing here. So I love that aspect of this. But back to what we were talking about, that is a lot of belief.
That
And
is.
I'm just going to be really raw and transparent on this Monday. I don't know that I think that if I can have enough belief in one of those areas at any given time, that's a good day for me.
Yeah.
I struggle with having all of that belief all at the same time.
Oh no, it's the delusion. You gotta live in it. Feels good.
I mean, I just, that's just a lot. Like, I
Yeah.
was listening to the quote and I was like,
It just keeps going.
yes,
Yeah,
right.
it's
And
four parts. So in full
yeah,
transparency, I don't think I would have put this quote on the roster for Mindset Monday only because it's too many moving
too
parts
long.
and it's 9 a.m. on Monday. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but couple of thoughts. So
Cheers.
let's break it down. One, decide what you want. Okay. Two, believe you can have it.
Can we couple that one with it's possible?
No, because that's four.
No? Okay. All right. I'm trying
Three,
to.
I just wanted to go through it slowly, and then I
Yeah.
actually have an alternative quote I want to share.
Oh, good. Yes.
Three, believe you deserve it. And four, believe it's possible for you. So decide you can have it, you deserve it, and it's possible. Just trying to find a way that my brain can chew on it a little bit better, because right now it feels like, if you ever see, I always say like chew on it or marinate it, like my brain has to like absorb these things a little deeper than surface level for me. And right now it
Yes.
feels like a cartoon dog with one of those like oversized bones that can't walk through the
Yes.
door.
Did I just keep hitting the door? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it does remind me of another quote that I do believe we've shared on here before. But it's a quote of Henry Ford, which is a personal favorite of mine.
Mm.
That whether you think you can or you think you
Yes.
can't, you're right.
Yes. Yes.
To
Now I live
me,
that quote. Yes.
yes, to me, that kind of, it hits the same tone, but it's easier for my little brain to wrap around.
Mine too. Mine too. It's only two things, either or. I love it. So I'm gonna kind of let folks in on this whole idea. I'm looking for new suggestions as we pull into 2026. I was just thinking about this morning. Um, so these quotes are completely random. They're actually AI generated. I gave them the pillars that we wanted and said,
Jack
spit me out
Canfield might
these,
not have even said this,
you
no.
know. No, he did. I did look that up when I looked up Jack Canfield. But I'm just saying that and then they went on a spreadsheet so that we had these things to generate conversation. This is very raw conversation. We don't, not a lot of structure, just kind of wanted to have some place to start from. And I really was kind of looking at like, do we want to revisit how we generate? Do we want to continue using quotes? Do we want So anyway, if anybody has any suggestions on, new and improved Mindset Monday ideas, feel
I
free to send those
personally,
in.
I love the quotes because we just use them as a jumping off point to talk
Yes.
about like the pillar instead of just talking
Hmm.
about the pillars over and over. But I think what would be great, I mean, I know we have like a suggestion box, but I would love to hear from our community like what your favorite quotes are. And then like maybe we
Ooh,
could feature
yeah.
them like, oh, this week this quote comes from Sarah and this is one of her favorites.
I
And
like that.
yeah, and maybe
Yeah,
if
okay.
yeah, and maybe if people wanted,
We'll
they
send
could
something out.
even include like why it's important to them, or how it's a little story about it anyways.
I love that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a great idea.
Oh,
All
Sarah
right,
likes it
so
too.
watch. I know
Okay.
Sarah likes it too. I know. So, okay, watch your email. Listen, if you're watching the video, send me a message. Tell me what your favorite quote is. In the meantime, I'm going to try and put together a little Google form where we can drop them in there and start sharing that here. I think that's a great idea. Kind of like
Cool.
our wins on Wednesday, just quotes on Monday. Maybe come up. Anyway, I love that. Thank you, Kayla. I think that's a great idea. We can get
Thanks.
some feedback from the community and maybe that'll help us figure out which pillar we need to spend a little bit more time on in 26. Anyway,
Yeah.
so something to think about. I love it. All right, so to this quote, four parts, blah blah blah. I know I did struggle getting my notes together, but the first thing that I really thought about was this first part was decide what you want. And I think that pairs really well with our community because we spend a lot of time talking about clarity. And I think that to me is what this first part is about is get clear about what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, how do you know if you ever get it, right? And when we talk about clarity, clarity really does create confidence. And I think that confidence is that piece that we need in order to move into the belief stage of all of this
Mm-hmm.
stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And so I think most of us think that we know what we want, but we haven't actually gotten really specific and clear about it. um this is where I was just going through the video vault. We're doing some reorganization and improvements. Again, I'm really excited about what's coming in 26, but um as we were doing that, boundaries came up and prioritizing and all of these things that we really have to get super clear about what we want. And here's the other piece. It has to be what we want, not what we think others want.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And
And
I think that's, yeah.
and wants and needs are
Mm.
two separate columns.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Very much so. Um, in fact, gosh, that brings up a whole nother thing. We said this was four parts, but gosh, it's growing, right? Because as I think about that, I think, okay, decide what you want. But in order to know what you want, you've got to know what you need, which brings a whole nother layer to this. Um, huh, you know, I'm thinking about when I first got started, one of the things that I needed my business to be remote. And honestly, this was even before the pandemic. All right. So, and the reason is that I knew we were moving into this bumper pull trailer and we were going to be traveling. So I knew that whatever I was building had to be completely remote so that I could be anywhere in the country and still do what I wanted to do. That was a need for me in order to have what I wanted. Right. And so separating that out from my want was to build this advocacy business. My need was to have it be remote so that I could also have what I wanted personally. Oh, man, my brain hurts. It's too early. But but I think that, when we talk about knowing what we want, that is part of it. And I think that's why you were saying what you were saying, Kayla, about this just having a lot to this particular quote. There's a lot to it, right? Because
There's a
I
lot
think
to
we could,
unpack.
yeah, because I think we could spend the whole half hour just talking about how do you decide what you need and what you want so that you can move into the belief stage of, believing it's possible, believing you deserve it. What was the third one? You deserve it. I know,
Believe you can
right?
have it, believe you deserve it, believe it's possible for you.
Okay. So yeah. So before we can move into that belief stage, gosh, there's just a lot of work to do there, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Was the want and need part hard for you when you were doing this? Or was it, I don't know.
No, but I would say that I'm the
It didn't
exception and
seem,
not the rule.
I know. Yeah. Me too. That's
as
why I
we've
was like, I
as we've
didn't, yeah.
talked about before, I I stopped caring what other people think about me a long time ago. For the most
Yeah.
part, I mean, I understand like the behaviors required to interface with society and to follow those norms. That way I can, interact with people in the way that is societally there's a lot of masking here. But anyways, I don't what I mean is I have learned to not allow other people's thoughts, opinions, fears. Most people tell you things based on their own fears. It's crazy. Like, you're starting a business, you're running a business. Don't talk to people who have no experience in starting, building, running a business about your business. Because if they could do it, they would. They don't know how. All they see is the risk. They're stuck in their own fear and they're just going to shed those fears on top of you. And, like, that's not helpful. And if you have already decided, then you got to commit, like, fully commit. And that's what I
Right.
get from this. Believe you can have it, believe you deserve it, believe it's possible. Let's just shorten that all the way down to fully commit. 100%, not
Percent.
99.9.
Yeah.
100. Because if you
Yes.
don't fully believe it, and the reason I said delusion is because when I was first getting my business started, I had a vision, right? And to this day, one of my like great dreams, one of the things I want, not need, but want for my
Want.
business is for Herd for Life to be able to be serving clients coast to coast and be recognized as a leader in this movement. Simply because not because like I want that title or accolade. Again, those things don't matter to me, but because I see the need so large, and I feel that there's a certain amount of momentum and spreading awareness that I feel is lacking. And so I'm one of those people, instead of complaining about it, I'll just build my own arc, right? So that's what I've been working on. But like, what a gigantic mission, with I have no business experience, no management experience. I literally I'm a nurse, for those who don't know, and I literally refused to train for even charge nurse. So like, I have, simply because they pile a ton of responsibility on you and
That's
don't
really, and
compensate you
nope,
appropriately.
that's
And I was
right.
like, no thank
Yes.
you. Not because
Hmm.
I shy away from leadership. But
Right.
so I had no proof to look at in my life that would make somebody from the outside say like, "Oh, that's a reasonable, destination, or you've done X, so that translates into Y." No, I had none of that. But what I did have was this very clear vision, at least on direction. The destination is unclear, but the direction is. And solid, delusional, committed belief that I can and will figure it out.
Mhm.
And
Well,
that is why I'm still here.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think that's delusional. Like I fully believe that, oh my gosh. So I used to hear the word manifest and be like, "Oh, blah, 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 blah," whatever. Okay, so if you're like that, just hang tight with me for just a minute. Because I used to feel that way too. And I still feel that way a little bit. It's just an emotion that comes up, whatever. But the truth is when you fully commit and you will not let go of that belief, you can manifest it into reality. It has happened to me multiple times in my life. The first one is when my OBGYN told me that my baby was too big and I may or may not have a live baby to take home from the hospital. And that was just not going to happen. Okay. I mean, it just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. And it didn't happen. And I had a very big baby. But everything went fine. Everything was perfectly fine. I'm not encouraging us to say or do things that are, dangerous. But what I'm saying is that when we lean into our intuitive self and make decisions from there and commit to that belief, you will not believe some of the things that can happen. Right? I mean, it is one of the reasons that Tennessee Health Advocates has grown exponentially and is where it is. It is one of the reasons that we are about to launch an amazing, amazing thing in 2026 that is going to happen and going to help advocates, hundreds and thousands of advocates over the next 5 to 10 years. I promise you, is because I believe it's possible. And I'm tired of watching there not be a clear path in this profession. We are creating it because it
Building the
must exist.
arc.
That's right. So, and that level of commitment and belief in something means that there is no option to fail or to not, like, there isn't an option. There was no option. I was not leaving the hospital without my son. That wasn't going to happen. I am not leaving this profession without building and creating a path to being an independent advocate, client funded independent advocate in its own lane without
Mm-hmm.
confusion about all of the other things that are happening because it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
It's needed. And I'm not giving up until we get there. So that's the level of commitment and belief that Kayla is talking about, right? Like, I am not giving up. I'm not going away. I'm Thomas, I'm Edison, right? Like, there must be light.
Mm-hmm.
There must be light. So we're just going to keep trying until we get it. Um, and that is the difference. That is, and there's not, if you feel that, if people say to you, man, I can feel your passion. I can't tell you how many times I've been on calls when I've gotten to talking about advocacy and people are like, oh, okay, I feel it. Like you are real. Like it is real for you. You are, if you have that when you talk about your work and what you're doing, or anything for that matter, anything in life, that's what we're talking about here is that level of commitment, that level of belief, that unwillingness to tolerate the status quo anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Just not doing it. Like, I don't have to be mad about it. I just have to be willing to do something about it, right? How was that? That's
That's
not where I
good.
expected this call to go,
Yeah,
right?
no,
I
that
know
was
that
really
felt
good.
good.
I want to point out a couple things though that came to my mind as you were on
Mm-hmm.
your passion stance
Whatever.
just there. Um, it's really interesting that you brought up that story about your OB, because that's an excellent example of check the source. Like people, and this is exactly what I was saying. It translates to business. Don't take business advice from people who have never run a business. Okay,
Right.
it's because they're just going to give you their fears. But it was the same thing with your OB provider, because OB providers, especially in the past 100 years, are trained on the pathology, the
Mm.
medicalization, the things that go wrong in birth and how to medically intervene with them. They're not actually trained on supporting physiologic natural birth. And so they look at everything through the lens of a problem to be solved with medicine or surgery, instead of understanding the things that we can do to support a very natural process. And outside of the setting of gestational diabetes, it is almost impossible to grow a baby that is too big to come out of your body, but they don't teach that in medical school. They just teach cesarean. So I'll get off that soapbox because I can do
There we
that
go.
all day long.
I know,
Um,
right?
I also had a big baby, and I
Uh,
fortunately got a midwife outside of the standard
yeah,
medical system
nice.
who is actually trained in supporting physiologic birth. She's delivered an 11-pound baby before. She was
Oh
like,
yeah, love it.
actually, big babies are better because then they don't do funny things like stick an arm up because there's no room. They just come out the way they're meant to.
Love it. I love it.
But
I love
anyways,
it.
check your sources. Like, who's giving you
Yeah.
this feedback? And like, to be fair, did your OB go about it the wrong way? Absolutely. You should never tell a woman that they're
It
going to
was
go with a dead baby. However, were they doing what in their mind thought was the best thing for you? Yeah, I think they
Oh
probably
yeah,
were.
for
And they
sure.
just
Oh
didn't
yeah.
know a better way to communicate it. So we can
Yeah.
hold space that people are trying to be helpful because they don't want to see you fail, I guess. What is this fear of failure thing?
Huh?
They don't want to see you skin your knees, lose money. I don't know, but it comes from a place of fear and not understanding. So don't let that derail your vision and what you want and your belief. And this is why I use the word delusion. Like, I use it, it's not a negative word for me, but the
Right.
reason that I described my belief in the beginning as delusional is because I had no external evidence to support that this is something that I could achieve. It was all internal. It was just pure belief. Like, once it wormed its way into my brain, I was like, I will not rest until this is accomplished. And it's honestly quite exhausting. But
Right.
it's that level of pure, every fiber in my being is committed to that. Like, there's no piece of me that wavers and goes, maybe this isn't gonna work. I mean, like, for 5 minutes, like once a month, it happens, but I am a human.
Yes.
but
Yes.
for the most part, like, I don't entertain those. I have my little pity parties when I need to, but I don't really entertain those
Right.
doubts. And if you do, or if you're routinely telling yourself, well, if this doesn't work out, then I'll do XYZ. you're already priming your brain that maybe we're not going to accomplish this. And I
Yeah.
honestly believe that, like, I mean, I think we're all aware that the statistics of success in small business in America is not great.
Yeah.
But I think it's because, well, it's multifactorial. But one of the things is that a lot of people go into business kind of half heartedly. Maybe not half, but
Mm.
not 100.0%. Like I said, even 99.9 is still not enough. I was having this conversation with one of my entrepreneur friends not that long ago, and he's like, yeah, I don't know if my business is going to succeed or not. I was like, well, if that's the way you're talking to yourself, I can guarantee you it's not.
That's right. That's right.
And he was
It's not
like,
a,
but I'm
yeah,
like, you're already setting up an out. They talk, and
right.
you can see this play out in other scenarios too. Like for a lot of us, it's hard to understand this with business because I don't know about you all listening, but I don't have anybody in my life who has started a business. So I don't have a mentor beyond Nicole in the circle. But I mean, in my personal life, like I haven't seen somebody take those steps that I'm trying to take. Um, but another way to think about it is people do see a lot of relationships though, and you see the same sentiment echoed in a relationship. If you're in a relationship and you're already thinking about what the exit plan might look like, well, don't be surprised then when you guys break up because you're not committed. And that's okay. Like, not everybody's meant to be together. It's not the point here. But the point being, if you're not fully committed to something, of course it's not going to work out, especially when that something is like the most difficult thing possible that doesn't even come with an instruction manual.
Right.
So
Listen,
this this is why the deciding and the absolute 100.0% committed belief is the necessary step one. But I would be remiss to say if I didn't say you have to pair that with action, because belief alone
oh,
is not going to get you there. That is the one piece of like manifestation talk that I feel like is often missing. People talk about believe, 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 believe. Cool. Well, you can sit and daydream all you want, and don't be surprised when the wheels don't turn.
right.
It's got to be
Or when the axles
unwavering.
don't have wheels.
Right, right. I didn't even get the wheels. Unwavering, committed belief plus relentless
Plus.
action.
Yes. Yes. And I'm going to give you an acronym. We're running out of time here, but I want to give an acronym because I thought of it as you were talking about the fear everybody has. Fear is false evidence appearing real.
Boom.
I love that one. I'm like, false evidence appearing real. Move it aside, right? Because anyway, and that I think is what helps move me into action, is when I can set that fear aside and take the action. And we talk about this so much, right? Like, just do the thing, get the feedback, get the data points so that you can figure out the next step towards getting where you want to go. Oh my gosh, this was only the beginning, and we're out
Fire.
of time. Yeah, it is fire.
Before we
It is
go,
fire. I love it. Yes.
I want to give one last piece because my antidote to all of that, super simple, always the same. Whenever I have a fear, a what if about what could come down the pipeline, the immediate response is always, I'll figure it out.
Yes.
And you know what? I have a lot of evidence to support that stance because I have been through, frankly, a lot of shit in my life. And every single time, I have figured it out.
That's
And so,
right.
like, honestly, there's not a lot that scares me anymore. Like, I used to think about, oh, what happens if I lose it all? That doesn't even scare me anymore. Like, not that I
Right.
want to, but I'm just like, I'll figure it out. Like, and then it just that it loses its power.
Mm-hmm.
If you can fully believe that whatever situation arises, you'll figure it out. What do you have to be afraid of anymore? Like, it's
Right.
amazing. It's
It is
amazing. Like,
amazing.
so that's my encouragement for you this week is try that one
Yes.
on. Do you believe that you'll
Right.
figure it out? And if you do, that is your
No
antidote
matter
for
what.
all of the fears. And go figure out what you want. and believe you can have it, believe you deserve it, and that it is possible for you.
I love it. All
Boom.
right, boom. Mic drop. We are out of here. We'll be back on Wednesday. Join us there or join us here next Monday. In the meantime, don't forget, Kayla drops all of her mindset wisdom in her monthly mindset and momentum calls inside the vault. So if you're not a member of the vault, get in there. We'll see you there. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.